Hey guys, what's up? As you can see today, the background here has changed a little bit. I got some paint up. I also switched to half caffeine coffee these past few days, and I've had a headache ever since, so I don't know if I'm gonna continue that or not, but maybe I'll just push through and see how it goes. So because my last video was about my keyboard, I thought, hey, I should do one on my mouse too, which I also recently purchased. I have gone through a similar process as with my keyboard, trying all different kinds of mice over the years. I've had all different shapes and sizes. Previous to this, I was actually using a higher model G305, but I decided to downgrade. And you might be asking, why is this guy making a video on this mouse? So at face value, it might seem like a weird choice to go with a lesser model, but there's actually a few reasons for that. So let's get into it. The first reason I wanted this mouse, which might seem stupid, is that it's white. I'm not sure if you guys notice or not, but I'm kind of going for a general theme at this desk, and there wasn't really a whole lot of white mice out there that tickled my fancy, so to speak. This is one that was simple looking and decent enough size to fit in my hand okay. It looks like a regular classic mouse. This doesn't have any lighting or anything. In fact, the only real markings on this thing are the G logo at the back of the mouse and the logo and model number on the bottom. It does come in a few different colors, obviously white, and also black, lilac, and blue. There's also a KDA model that's basically just the same as the white version with graphics on the left and right buttons. It's a pretty decent size as well at 4.6 inches long, 2.5 inches wide, and 1.5 inches tall. It fits in my hand really well. I don't feel the need to curl my fingers around awkwardly and grip this like I do with some smaller mice. But I by no means have large hands or anything, so just a disclaimer here, results may vary. The thing that really blew me away when I opened the box and used this for the first time was the build quality of the mouse. Just to pick it up and look at it, it doesn't look like a cheap mouse at all. A lot of other mice in this price category look a lot more plasticky and cheap than this one. And all the buttons have a really nice tactile and clicky feel to them without feeling loose or soft. You've got 2 side buttons included on this mouse, along with the standard buttons that are at the top that are on every mouse, as well as a CPI switch on the top to control the sensitivity. And one thing I love on this mouse, I had such a hard time with on a lot of others, is the scroll wheel. It seems like these things just keep getting worse and worse over time. I used to have a Logitech G305 a few years back, and I feel like the scroll wheel on that thing felt really solid until it didn't work anymore. That's when I moved to the G502 because it kind of looked the same and felt the same, and I found the scroll wheel to be really cheap feeling. It was just wobbly and it wasn't smooth at all. And that goes for the mouse I use for work as well. It's not a gaming mouse, but it's the same kind of deal. But the G305 does not have any play in the scroll wheel at all. The surface has this grippy rubber texture, and oddly enough, it's probably my favorite thing about this mouse. The plastic on the shell of the mouse feels like it's pretty good quality. The top buttons have more of a smooth texture, while the sides are a bit more rough. I actually prefer this to the rubber style grips they have on the sides of some mice. I just find that those get dirty really easily and pick up all the oils and junk from your hands. And one thing of note here, you'll probably want a decent surface to slide this on, like a mouse pad or a desk mat. I've got a leather desk mat that I'm using that's quite nice, but if I slide it directly on the desk, it's a bit loud and it's not very smooth and it does not slide easily. It does have a decent weight to it. It's not the lightest mouse, but it's not the heaviest either, weighing in at 3.49 ounces. There's no internal battery in this at all. You've just got a single AA battery that sits under the top of the mouse towards the back. I kind of like the weight, to be honest. I'm not a super competitive gamer or anything. The more precision tasks that I'm using this for at this stage are things like 3D modeling and graphic design and photo editing. I do still game casually though, and it suits my needs well enough for that. Playing FPS games, I'm able to quickly move around, and it's got a decent feel. The side buttons are really easily clickable and usable in the game without having to stretch my fingers over the mouse or move my hands much. And having that CPI button is also really nice for this. If I'm playing an FPS game, I've got 4 settings to choose from, and this goes to a sensitivity of 12,000 CPI, which isn't too bad. And this is a hero optical sensor as well, that you won't find on the lesser Logitech G models. The connection on this mouse is your standard 2.4 GHz wireless option. The mouse comes with a little USB receiver and an extension cable so you don't run into any interference plugging in close to other USB or network devices. I'm sure many of you have had that experience in the past. I put mine on the underside of my desk, attached just with a bit of 2-sided tape. I haven't had any connection issues or dropouts at all. Everything has been great since day one. The click latency is low for a wireless mouse as well, and it's actually better than some comparable options like the G305. Again, I'm not a competitive gamer or anything, so this isn't something that's hugely noticeable to me, but if that's of concern to you, it definitely does perform well. And another thing that you'll have access to with this mouse is the Logitech G Hub, which is an app for both Windows and Mac. So within the app, you'll be able to see your mouse, how much battery it has, and customize your button functions, set up actions, and create your own macros. So this can be really useful for those people who are doing a lot of repetitive tasks or who are just really into fully customizing how they use their hardware. The thing that I find most useful in here is the sensitivity adjustment, where you can actually tailor your sensitivity settings to each color. I often find I'll use different settings for different apps or games, so this is really handy and something that I do use. That and the battery reading, which I don't have to check too often. Logitech says that you're good for around 250 hours on a battery, and I've had mine in since I bought it, and it's still giving me full bars, so at this time I can't say for sure how long exactly it's going to last, but it's definitely not going to burn through them. All in all, this is a really good all-around mouse. The quality feels really good. The build is solid, and I haven't had to worry about any loose buttons, smudged or shined plastics, and I've had 0 connection issues. I will pop a link in the description if you're interested in it. You can usually find it anywhere between $39 and $59 US, which I do think is a great deal. This thing is very versatile for anything from gaming to productivity to creative work. I'm giving it my seal of approval, if that's worth anything. If you do want to know anything else about this mouse, or you have any comments, leave them down below. Help me out by clicking that like button, and help me out even more by hitting that subscribe button and touch that little bell icon if you want to get notified when I release more tasty tech videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again soon. Until next time, see ya.